Burger.
Uh, I'll I'll eat it whenever during the downtime. We will have downtime because I don't know. Whenever you're doing your shooting and pew pew pewing, I'll sneak a bite of my burger quietly and silently in the corner. In any case, hello everyone and welcome to Coyotes and Crows, the fourth and possibly, probably, hopefully, final episode of this whole Western ordeal. As we follow these four um, intrepid cowboys. November, played as always by Lucian. Silas, played by Metaphor. Vaughn, played by Theo. And Ian, played by the one, the only Freak Wolf.
Oh.
Uh,
I will
we.
get flustered when you say that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We've had three episodes of this whole Western bonanza going on. It's been great. Things have happened, and I will summarize those things as we get into the game proper. But strap on, this is gonna be the last episode, hopefully. There's always a chance that we won't be able to do everything today, in which case we'll be either postponing the actual finale, so finale part two to another day, or we'll just go a little bit over time today. We will see as we go along. So hang on tight and wish, or rather, uh, yeah, wish for the best. We will be doing a lot of wishing for the best here in the background as well. But in any case, let's play the intro and then I'll see you on the flip side. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Coyotes and Crows episode 4, the finale. Hopefully, it will be. Last we left off, or rather, not last we left off, there's a lot of things that happened and it's not that long, so I'm gonna recap the entirety of this whole thing. Just make sure everyone's on par with what's been going on here. It's 4 Cowboys. November, Silas, Vaughn, and Ian, all of them reunited every month, once a month, at the bequest of their friend and companion, Phineas Roscoe, over at the town of Devilbrook to go on monthly hunting trips. One day, on one of those hunting trips, Phineas Roscoe never showed up. After after they went looking for him, they found out that his house was being assaulted by a few bandits. They tried to take down the bandits, managed to save Phineas's wife and daughter in the process, but not Phineas himself, who had been killed before the group had the chance to intervene. They killed some of the assailants, got the other two arrested, with the help of the sheriff who arrived later after the combat had already finished. drag them back to town to be incarcerated and judged at a later date. However, after Phineas's funeral and the group just pondering about what would become of them after their one link, their one person who connected every one of them was gone, they decided, well, they were starting to decide what to do next with their lives when the peace in Devilbrook broke down when a gang came into town. A gang led by one Victor Crusoe, who came to town, to Devilbrook, to rescue those bandits that were arrested. In doing so, they started to shoot up the whole town, just causing all manner of havoc. These four heroic uh, cowboys went in to defend the town, but in doing so got themselves killed by the Crusoe gang. That was not the end of the adventure, however. It was just the beginning. As they didn't just die, they went to the hells, to hell itself. I don't know. We don't know exactly where they went. They went to hell. And they found out that hell is actually the stage for a large game show where the infernal host is judging them, and the devil offered them a deal, a chance to go back and drag Victor Crusoe down to hell. As a group, they would achieve this endeavor, and once they did, only one of them would be able to get back to life. The one who performed the best, who got the most points, as judged by the Inferno host. Then all of them accepted this deal and came back, not as themselves, but as undead versions of themselves, coyotes and crows. These coyotes and crows then started to look for clues and ways to solve this whole problem. They learned that Phineas had at one point been involved with some manner of cult, or at least he had on his house a book of devil worshipry, and that also the gang that killed him, all of them, the Crusoe gang, was on their way, was running from Cheyenne in the state north of Colorado, and fleeing down to Brighton to get on a train and then make their way to Utah. Whereupon they would find yet another devil worshipper, one Sonia Van Birch. They decided to follow that path, came across a small contingent of the Crusoe gang who had been left behind in Fort Velasquez, to wait for reinforcements and new horses, but while waiting, this group of infernal hunters, using their newfound powers, came down on them and did a whole massacre against Crusoe's men. They all fought bravely, but in the end couldn't make it out, and only 2 of them were spared in the end. Those who were spared spilled the beans, told them everything they needed to know about the rest of Victor's gang, where they were going, what they were doing, and told them some very important information that apparently some people believe that Victor himself had also made a deal with the devil in exchange for powers, and also that he travels with a priest who seems to know a little bit too much about those things, the only person in this wide world who Victor seems to fear, truly. Other than that, this group learned that they had better make haste to get to Brighton and get to Victor before he boards the train and can never be found again, because even though Colorado is a very large state, they at least have a direction these people are going. Once they get to Utah, the trail might go cold. We never know. In any case, after sparing 2 of the gang members, letting them go with a deal as well, these 4 started making their way south to Brighton. And that is where we left off the last episode of Coyotes and Crows, and where we begin our finale with these rowdy bunch walking down a dirt road. So, tell me, Coyotes and Crows, as you walk down south, is there anything you guys are discussing or catching up on? Or any new ideas that you have had previously that you want to share with each other now?
The only thing I really should get into it is to read the book. Now that we do know that the Crusoe gang is actively hunting devil worshippers, and we are dealing with the devil, seems like a way too much important information source to just let it go. It's better even if we just walk towards the city instead of flying/running. It's better to give a good read at it. That's all on my side.
All right. So you're trying to give the book a read. It's a lengthy book. It will take some time to read. You've already. I'll say that during the time that everyone was sort of just looting the corpses here in Fort Velasquez, you decided to take some time to go through the book now with this newfound knowledge that one of the men, whose name was Mackenzie Rogers, gave you. With that newfound information, you try to double check through the book to see if there's anything you have missed previously. So, as always, I will ask you to go ahead and make me a library use check to see if you find anything new or relevant.
As a writer, if I don't get a good roll on library use, I'm gonna be sad.
Don't be sad.
Hold on. This is lightly bugged. I unbug it. Roll. Ooh,
Well done.
Very well done.
I feel good now.
Nice.
Thank you.
Look at you. So, as you look more thoroughly into this book of devil worshipry, you find that this book doesn't quite goes into the details you were expecting to go through the religion lenses of examining the devil as a whole, but rather the scientifical way of examining the devil. This book talks about the devil as an entity that is not necessarily a deity in the sense that we understand and know. It's not a counterpart to God per se, and is not attached to any known religion to man, but rather a entity that just exists out there somewhere in the universe that is not attached to any religion, to any belief system. It just exists, and it has noticed humanity, and every once in a while it seems to come down and try and just, interact with humanity to fulfill some sort of objective that is far beyond our human capability to understand. It does not knows what the devil wants, but it knows that, or rather, this entity that they call the devil, more of a shorthand way uh, of calling this entity, but it also goes into details of many other possible names that it might have. The one name they land upon is a name you have never heard before. In your whole life, you have never heard anything called this. But they seem to refer to the devil as some cosmic entity called, or at least dubbed, Nyarlathotep.
Oh no.
It just says that this entity comes down, offers deals that mostly benefit humans, and hardly ever benefits itself for some random reason. It draws parallels in many places in history where similar godlike entities have appeared back in Greece, back in Egypt, like thousands of years ago. Several many places. It also denotes that here in America as well, this entity has been known to show up as in the classical devil get up with the uh, looking like a handsome man with horns, goat legs, a tail, all that jazz. And they say that the working with this entity is the true way to enlightenment, to understand its motivations, is to understand the cosmos as a whole, and following the whims and the wishes of the devil and working with it is the only true way forward, because one, or rather, the whole humanity as a whole cannot work against it. And those who try to do so are incredibly foolish and are doomed to die or lose their minds in the process. Then he goes on talking about like cults and rather people that have been observed to worship the devil throughout the ages, uh, hymns that they sing to it, to this entity, uh, rituals that they perform to it. There's some talk of like things that they call sorcery, and you do recognize that some of those things sounds eerily like some of the abilities you have been granted, but they say that there is a way to get those things without, directly dealing with it, but rather borrowing understanding from it. But it takes years, if not decades, of study and mastery. That's pretty much what you learn from this book.
That's some good
Oh,
information.
yeah. So pretty much, the devil is a cosmic entity, and people are licking its feet in order to get enlightenment because they don't think there is any other way to reach it. At the same time, we are chasing a guy that it seems to have tricked him or it. So that puts on a trick situation because it will be either A, the book is wrong, or B, actually Crusoe is not really, how can I say, he's not really running from the devil. The devil is just using us to chase him out of whim, like because he wants to. That makes things a little different.
Do you relay all of this to your companions?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Sure.
I've never heard of that name like that before, calling the devil. I wonder where that comes from. It doesn't sound from around here.
Yeah, by the sound of it, I guess it really the term not around here really makes an extra notch on this situation. But I guess I was thinking about it, about making use of our skills and asking our little friend a few special questions with our little what's the name? Infernal Augur. I guess more than ever we need some answers. What do you guys think?
It sounds good. Maybe we need to know more about this vicar before we get there.
Not only about Victor, but about the whole thing, because this entire situation seems completely pointless right now. I mean, if this thing is all that powerful and everything, like sounds like he could end Victor's existence with a snap of its fingers. So why make us chase it? Like we were a bunch of fetch dogs.
He wants
Well,
the entertainment.
yeah, that I can see. I consider that. The problem is when what would happen when he get tired of us.
Or he can't interfere because maybe it was part of the deal.
I don't know. Oh,
Maybe he can't affect living people. Like, he
maybe.
can't interfere directly with a living person just once they're dead.
I mean, he can because you forgot the guy who got us stuff back when we got up from our cave, our graves. Yeah, he can.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I guess I'm gonna have a talk with him.
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask specifically about uh, everything that's going on. I guess it, since he has to answer truly, if he if he got a good overview of the situation, might be easier. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah, what have you got to lose?
Yep.
Our sanity, our lives, our souls, but
I've
who's
already
counting?
spent a lot of that for you guys lately, so
Who's counting? Dog,
He was
my
worth that.
buddy, my pal, my doggo.
Mm.
I'm gonna have a chat with the devil
Sure.
using Infernal Augur.
Just to clarify, you don't get to chat with him. You get to ask one question.
Ah, and here I thought I was gonna invite him for tea and cookies.
No, it'll be just
Okay.
one question. If you have follow-up questions, you have got to use the ability again.
And
Here
and
goes.
our magic points have reset, correct? Because we've been walking for hours.
Sure. You haven't been walking all the way to Brighttown yet. You're like just started
Okay.
walking back. So all of you recovered 2 magic points.
Very good.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I was planning to do a little Aladdin and the Genie stuff, like tricking you, dog, into talking over your tongue. I'll be like, "Oh, but I didn't make any questions. Hold on." But you got me on that one, unfortunately. Alas, I'm gonna use the Infernal Augur and ask him truthfully what's the entire deal about the Crusoe, the priest, and our quest to hunt him down in order to save our souls, our lives. What do you think?
That to me sounds like a few questions bunched up into one.
I
More
mean, I
generally,
can.
you would ask, what is the purpose for you doing this to us? Right?
Yeah, I am trying to make a thin line between asking and being vague enough because I don't want to go like, what's the point of doing this to us? And he replies, for fun. That doesn't really help anything at all. So that's why I'm trying to ask something broad enough, like what's what's the real behind the truth behind all this quest between Crusoe, the priest, and us.
Alright, so is that what you're asking? What is the point behind him getting you to chase after Crusoe? Right?
Mm, yeah, I will. Yeah, but not really. But I know I can't push my luck all that much.
Okay. So Ian, you go ahead and try to think back to that place where all of you were. You're not entirely sure where that is, but you close your eyes, or rather, you don't have like eyelids, but you get what I mean. You try and focus inwards into your imagination, back in your memories, back to that place and wherever that might be, and you try to channel in this infernal ability to contact the devil itself. So you can go ahead and spend, why don't you, 5 magic points and roll 3d10 to
Oh,
decide.
5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, here I thought it was just 2.
I have it
Mm.
written down as. Oh no, sorry, that's the other one. It's
Yeah,
2.
that's the other.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry for trying to trick you, okay? Don't need to be harsh. Okay, we're just friends.
Sorry, I
Okay.
misread. Yeah, go ahead and spend your 2 magic points and roll 2d10 to see how much humanity you lose as you
Fingers crossed
contact
that it's
the
low.
devil.
2 1s. 2 1s.
Always a possibility.
Oh,
That's not necessarily the what you should have rolled. You rolled a 7 and a 5. So you lose
12.
12 humanity.
Oh boy.
thank God, because I had 76 sanity. I was like, oh shit, I just barely held myself together.
No, this is not a sanity check. This is you losing sanity. So, you try and contact the devil or whatever this creature is. And you hear in the back of your mind an answer, almost as if the devil is right behind you. You can almost feel like thin, long fingers grasping your shoulders as it just whispers softly but very clearly inside of your head and only yours, Ian.
Hmm.
I want Victor Crusoe dead. And why shouldn't I send someone who has nothing to lose and only things to gain? Don't you want to come back to life? I need to see Victor dead because I want it. Nothing more, nothing less. And I figured that sending 4 of you will make that quite interesting for me. See, you have already taken down a fort, killed several men and animals, even though you brought one of those back. That's already a lot of chaos, a lot of death. Things I like to see happening. Not necessarily the death itself, but the confusion of all the people that will come to this fort later and wonder what happened to those people. What happened here? Could this be the work of the devil? Eventually, word of your deeds will run far and wide. And the more people hear about me, more people think and know of my power, better it is for me in the end. Does that answer satisfies you, Ian Galen?
I don't even need to answer or think about it because my, how can I say, my mix of frustration, disappointments, it's obvious. But unfortunately, he answered almost everything that we already knew. That he's just doing that for kicks and giggles. The part about we are pretty much walking merchandise of him, it's kind of new. But well, the only
Go,
thing left. Sorry, go on.
go on, Ian Galen. Please call some more, a little bit more chaos out there. Maybe let them see what you really look like without your hat. Cause some havoc. I would like to see how people will take that and the effect that that will have on lesser beings. Go on. Show must go on.
Before he goes, I'll use another 2 magic points and a little bit more of my sanity.
More
And
questions.
and just ask him, what's the uh, why the priest seems to have so much power over Crusoe.
Okay. Roll 2d10. Ooh, you
Oh.
lose 16 humanity,
Phew.
but you do get an honest, accurate answer. Ah, Martin Cooper. Now that is a man who believes in a higher power. Even though the poor fool doesn't realize it yet, it's not necessarily one. He believes in one. Oh, and that belief gives him power. Not necessarily power in of itself, out from a higher being, but rather he has trained his mind to learn things that people find too distasteful to learn. He has trained his mind to understand the evil of mankind and those powers and creatures, beings, existences way beyond your own. He knows a little bit of the truth of the universe that man holds in his hands several many grains of sand in the immense, endless beach that is all there is to know, which is way more than anyone else this forbidden place has currently. You figure out my name, didn't you? Or one of them. That man, Martin Cooper, also knows me by my many names. He knows a little bit more about who I am, what I am, where I am, when I am, why I am. Victor fears him because that man knows how to counteract the powers I possess. Of course, that foolish man could never take me on, even if he wanted, even if he trained his whole life. He could never hope to hold out against me on his own. But he's trying his best. Poor little fool. Does that answer satisfies you, Ian Galen?
A little less frustration, I guess, at the least. Well, guess that's game, set, and match. Nothing more to ask. And I don't think I am in the right state of mind to make any more questions, to be honest.
With a sickly laughter, the devil vanishes from your mind. You stop feeling that weight on your shoulders. You feel much more at ease now that this weight is lifted. And you finally breathe. You didn't realize you were holding your breath so tightly, but you realize this now. Look around, you see your companions there. And you feel this understanding of everything that's going on around you, the magnitude of everything that you have learned, and the things that you have yet to learn. Those things weigh on you, and you can't help but think that the further deeper down into this rabbit hole you go, the farther away you will be from being able to live your life as you used to. If you make it back to being alive, that is.
Well, at least part of him is accepting of the situation because as a writer, you try to learn things, you research them, so you can write about it. So the discovery of the unknown is not all that alien to him. So it's kind of, I guess the best word to describe it would be a bittersweet sensation. It's like that. It's like that saying by the in real life. Uh, by the size of the universe, we are either alone in it or not alone, and both of those answers are terrifying. So it is the same concept with him. Like he knows that there is a higher power. He knows a lot about what is going on, but at the same time, he knows how big and small he is. So it's a avalanche of feelings.
Yeah, that that quote won't be invented for another half a century, but sure. You start to think of that, and up until now, all of these have been happening only on your head, and I believe you'll relay this to your companions. Those things have learned and found out, right?
Yeah. I, but I try my best at least to keep my voice as monotone as possible to not freak them out, as the revelation should be considered small in the end. Because in the end, our mission has not changed at all. So we just get Crusoe and shoot him in the face. And we already knew that we were just being used as kicks and giggles. So the only real information is that the priest is he just knows too much. That's pretty much it. I don't know how the guys will react to all the truth, but I try to make less impactful as possible.
Maybe the priest can help us.
No, I don't think so. What would he get? It's not like he cannot. He already has Crusoe obey him like he was a lapdog. Why
Four
would? Why
more
would?
of us?
No, I don't think so. Crusoe has himself, has his gang. He's not really tied to the rules. I mean, no rules because the devil pretty much does whatever he wants. So he doesn't have anything to get from us. He knows that we are just pawns in this entertainment show any more than he or anyone else. So I don't think he would have any interest in us. Not only it won't be easy to just grab the guy alone and have a chat with him.
But he does prove the point that we can break away from him and use these powers on our own power rather than using his own.
Yes and no. I mean, if he's an agent of chaos, we can never really trust him. But if he's saying it's true, the contract is just a joke. We don't really have much option, regardless of what we do. If he just get bored and wants to end our life, he shall do so. I guess he's just using the devil's name as a card, a business name, so he can have some influence on us.
I just had a thought. What if he's banking on 3 of us dying during this fight and 1 of us living? And if he can't interact with us on our world, we just live like this. What if that's what he's banking on?
I mean, he just had some bad pillow. That's bad pillow talk all my ear right now. I don't think he's all that stuck. Like I said, we are thinking about him as the devil, so we are still following the rules of the Bible that he's stuck out there and everything. But that's probably not the real case. I was thinking about that already. So I mean, it's worth a try, but I don't see how that would be so far off the reality.
And if Crusoe had had our powers, he'd have grown his hand back by now.
Yeah. Well, let's just head to the city and try to find him or the last of the worshippers. It's the best lead we can have, and our plan haven't really changed at all. We just need to shove it lead up his ass. So let's do it.
To Brighton, then.
To Brighton.
To Brighton.
All right,
To Brighton.
let me finish chewing my fries.
I'm sorry. Do you want us to monologue a little more so you can have your dinner?
That's all right. So all of you then go and do just as you said and walk all the way to Brighton. Gosh dang it, why is the music not playing? For me.
We're having our monologue. It was meant to be silent.
Maybe. So, all 4 of you start to make your way to Brighton. Or rather, keep on making your way to Brighton. The sun comes up and you're all still on the road as it is. And before too long, you all make a spot hidden check. Why don't you?
Oh, that's so nice. Though the music is not playing, I'm afraid.
It is playing on my end.
How curious. But okay then.
It's
It's
it
just
is.
a really quiet track.
There may just be a delay as well.
Very well then.
Did you
Spot
say it was
hidden.
all of us that were rolling
Yes.
spot hidden?
Everyone roll a spot hidden check. Wow, look at you all succeeding.
I mean, one of us hasn't rolled yet.
Yep, Vaughn, we're
I
waiting on
won't
you.
roll because it's popped out. Hold on.
Usually, if you pop it back in and pop it back out, then it will work right. I just did that.
Everyone except Vaughn sees this. Way further in the distance, you see a bunch of horses led by two persons, coming in on your direction. But then one of the persons, stops, looks at the four of you, and seems to turn around, and starts going back the opposite way. Ian, November, and Silas, you think the description of this person matches one that you have? In fact, Ian, you not only feel like the description of one of the persons you got matches, but you seem to remember this person, even though through the distance you can remember the posture of this person, their physicality. This is the man you threw a Molotov at.
Oh, he's still alive. I hope he got a nice tan, I believe.
Oh, you're so evil. In any case,
We gotta stop that guy.
he turns around and goes the other way. The other guy who still has like several many horses on his hands, uh, doesn't quite knows what to do with all of the horses. And as you see that all of them there were like sharing a bunch of horses, holding onto their leashes. But then as the guy turns around and runs, he kind of gives the leashes of the other dogs, the other horses to the other guy, and he kind of does not quite knows what to do with them. They're a little bit farther away from you guys, about ish some 30 to 50 yards.
Run after him. I can't let him escape.
By foot?
Is he on horse?
Yeah, the guy's on horse. The two guys are on the horse. He's running.
30 to 50 yards should be gun range.
Yep, I guess that's what's going to happen then.
I suggest against because we see a lot of horses. Means the entire gang is here. So, I mean,
You
Yeah,
remember
but he's going to go back and tell the guy.
you remember they had told you that some of them were bringing back some backup horses to the fort. You
Mhm.
imagine these are the horses that they were bringing back to pack up camp and leave.
Just wondering though. Is there many people around? How is the situation?
You're still in the middle of the road. This
Mm.
encounter is like in the smack dab in the middle of the road. You're still somewhat far from Brighton. You're far from Fort Velasquez. You're in the middle of the road.
Shoot him.
I'll let the coyotes deal with the runaway. I'll draw my rifle and I point at the guy and
Which
I just shout freeze.
the guy who's running away?
No, I leave the guy who's running away to the coyotes.
Oh, okay. The other
And
guy,
the
yeah,
other guy,
yeah. The other guy is not even like quite paying attention to you. He's just trying to get all the horses not to escape. He's holding on to their leashes. As the horses, they're somewhat confused by why the other one galloped away, and he's just trying to keep them all together. And he's not doing anything, he's not going anywhere. He has both of his hands occupied. He's on top of a horse, holding onto 3 leashes in each hand.
Well, I'm just making sure of that.
Sure,
So I'll
you.
just quickly move at his reaction. Already pointed my rifle at him.
Alright, you train your aim on him. Silas, you're shooting the guy who's running, right?
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and make a rifle check. However, before you do, there's
Range.
There's
I don't
range.
have a rifle. I don't have a rifle. I only have a handgun.
Is that so?
It is.
In
I
which
have a
case?
4440 Remington. Is it out of range? Is this out of range for him?
It usually says on the gun the range is 15, so 15, 30, 45. He's just about to getting out of range. You will need a extreme success to hit him. However, because he's also moving very fast because he's on a horse, you also get a penalty die to your shot.
All right, then I'm going to change into a coyote and run after him.
Sure. God knows if coyotes can outrun horses. But sure, you go and do that. Can you look up for me
Yep, I'll look up.
the speed of those 2 creature things? That will be immensely helpful. So, Silas, you turn into a coyote and just starts dashing towards them. November, Vaughn, what are you guys doing?
Vaughn's lost. He doesn't know what's going on because he didn't notice the horses.
You did notice the horses, you just didn't recognize the guy who turned around and is running away. None of you recognize the guy who's staying behind, but you just didn't recognize the guy who turned and ran away. But he did see the horses and all that. So, November, Vaughn, are you guys doing anything?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure myself because the guy that's is staying behind hasn't gotten hostile with us yet, so I'm
Nope.
not sure yet.
All right. So, Silas, as you turn into a coyote and run after the horse, you see that this is a good horse, a trained horse, and it's going very fast. This guy is just breaking out into full breakneck speed gallop, just trying to get as far away from this group as he can.
I'll continue to follow him as best that I can, so that he doesn't see me. I mean, I'm trying to keep out off the road directly, so that maybe he'll think that he outran everybody.
Sure. This will be a contested check. I need you to roll your stealth, and I will roll his spot hidden. We'll see what happens on the other side.
For reference, I think November's gonna not pursue. Like, once he sees him get out of range, it's just like it's not worth following.
Sure. Okay, that's a hard success for your stealth check. His spot hidden, however, is a failure. This guy is just running. He does not seize you. You kind of go off the road in itself. You know he's going to Brighton, so you try to stick to the sides and chase him from a distance, trying to cut corners wherever you can towards Brighton. And lo and behold, within time, he loses sight of you. He keeps on looking to the sides, but he never stops truly galloping. He just goes, but he's no longer looking out for you. You are concealed.
All right.
However, you left
I-
you left your companions behind.
I did leave my companions behind. If only I could fly as fast as a crow.
I mean, you running is faster than a crow flying, so I don't think what you're complaining about.
Probably about the range of vision. In any case, so November you're not doing anything, and Vaughn you're not doing anything either, right?
Not until someone makes the first move here. Well, besides Silas running off after a guy.
Yeah, sure. Silas just ran off after the guy, and the guy also ran off. Ian is just aiming at the other guy on the horses with his rifle, and at this point, sure. Since you're the one who's doing the aiming, Ian, go ahead and roll me a luck check. Just roll your luck.
Ew,
Wow, that's painful to see.
that, yeah, and I had 76 luck. That's worse.
So, what happens next is that the guy who's holding the horses, he sees you pointing a rifle at him. He kind of gets a little bit panicked at first. He doesn't know quite what's going on. The 6 horses is too much to wrangle. He just gets pulled to the side. He loses his balance, lets go of one of the hands, gets pulled to the other side where all the horses are. And 3 of those horses just dash off into the distance. He kind of falls down and is dragged a few yards before he manages to stand up and try and keep pushing that so the other 3 horses don't run away. But you see that the horses are not having any of these and they're trying to run away. Not necessarily
Yeah, it
like
wasn't like
the horses
hold
are
on.
not afraid and running away in fear. They're just stubborn or just they don't want to be here. So just trying to go.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I mean, college.
So
Well, I just keep moving at him. Now that he sees me, I just shout freeze, and I keep moving because I don't want to kill him. I want him to just surrender.
the guy just says, I'm the horses. They're running away. What do you want me to do? I can't. What do you want me to do? Stop pointing that and help me.
I want you to stay still if you can, at least. I don't want you running away, of course.
Okay, the guy just said, all right then, and he just lets go of the rope, and all the other 3 horses just run off, and he just raises his hands at the tree, well, at you, and just kind of just waits for you to do whatever it is that you're doing.
I just asking, where's your gang? Why were you taking all those horses? I know it is Fort Velasquez. I'm trying to bait him into speaking more than he should.
Sorry, what are you doing again?
I'm asking, where's the rest of his gang?
The guy, he just looks confused, says, I'm not part of any gang. I'm just a horse salesman. What's this? What's going on? Who are you people? Are you robbers? Because all my merchandise just ran away.
Well, it wasn't all that good to start with. We can see that. We want to know where the other guy was heading to. Where the other horses. Had he told you anything?
Just told me we're going halfway to Devil Brook. There's a fort on the road. That's where we were going.
Shit. Let me guess, Doug. No horse on site, right?
Just his own horse. All the other horses have kind of just trotted along.
Well, I thought he was another bad guy, to be honest.
Well, while you guys handle this, I'm gonna go catch up with Silas real quick.
Sure. I'll just grab my. I actually feel bad for the guy. I just grab all my cash, my $102, which is not much, I guess. And I give it to him like, trust me, you're better off not dealing with those guys. Here, for your trouble. And I actually give him all my money.
How much are you giving him? $120?
$102.
All right. He just takes the money and says, "That barely pays for two of them."
Yeah, well,
You
what
can
can I
take
say?
mine as
Gang
well.
hunting is not exactly profitable until you get a head or two. So, and trust me, you're better off than dealing with those guys. They often don't obey the law. And I
Well,
just walk off. I mean,
the guy,
shit.
the guy also just kind of keeps looking at you with his hands still kind of half raised, just wondering what the hell this was all about. He waits
Just
before you guys go away before returning to his horse, and as you're Ian and November are moving away, I imagine. Vaughn, you said you're trying to catch up to Silas, right?
just in order because my sanity is a little wavering, and I do something that you would not normally do. He take off his hat as a, like a greeting.
Mm-hmm.
Just slightly heads off, sir, just to give a glimpse of his crow head. You know, he's just
Sure.
like, sir, and he quicks put it off, put it on back, and walks away. Just a little bit on the edge because of the loss of sanity.
Vaughn, what are you doing to reach Silas?
Vaughn's going to use Ian as a a block, like as a shield, and turn into a crow, and then fly after Silas.
Sure. This guy rolled low enough that so he can see all of this happening. He catches the glimpse of your crow head, Ian. He catches also you, Vaughn. Even though you try to get behind him, and Ian is very large, and you're not very large, and you can hide behind him very well. He still catches a glimpse of you turning into a crow and just flying off. And he just kind of, as he's looking at you, you just see his eyes go wide. He falls back, just collapses on the ground, absolutely just scared. You see that he's gone pale, and he just looks at all of you, starts trying to crawl away, making this sign of the cross. He doesn't even speak. It's just so shocked that he can't even react properly. He even
It is
forgot
what
about going to his horse.
it is what it is. Well, let's go then. Everybody just shift into animals.
Your November is still with you. Silas and Vaughn have gone ahead.
I guess we should head with the rest, I guess. I took way too much time with this guy. I remove one by magic point and I shift into a crow and I follow where they went.
I'm not shifting, but I will follow, just slower.
They're going very fast. Unless you're taking a horse, you will not catch up with them at all in time.
All right, I'll spend the magic then.
Sure. All of you then spend one magic point, one humanity point, all turn into
Yep.
coyotes and crows and just go. By the way, as the rest of this journey concludes from Fort Velasquez to Brighton, it takes you guys around, I don't know, couple more hours, so you all recover two more magic points.
Oh, okay.
Actually, 3
Yeah.
hours, so you recover 3 instead. Miles to hours conversion is crazy.
Yeah, I must say, I'm surprised you're not using metric system.
The way I usually remember it is that human walking speed is roughly about 3 miles an hour.
Sure.
No.
But then people are turning into crows and coyotes, and then everything gets weird.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
the rest of the voyage from the middle of the road to Brighton takes you 3 more hours. or rather, the whole remainder takes 3 hours. You all recover 3 magic points. Silas, you are hot on the trail of this guy who's running away. You see that as he approaches Brighton, he doesn't seem to kind of go anywhere specific, like off to some hidden road or up or down some hills to go into some secret meeting place. He just seems to stride right into town. You see that he just sort of pulls up the pulls up a little bit of his coat to hide a little bit of his face. Kind of pulls down his hat. He slows down into a trot now with his horse. He looks around one last time over his shoulders to see if there's not a coyote following him. And apparently,
I'm going to prowl.
Before you do that, though, may I ask one thing?
sure.
We are in this mad dash chasing the guy.
Yeah,
Do
but
we get any tired? No.
no, you don't.
I see. Thank you. Go on.
You're going to prowl how exactly?
Coyote prowl.
Yeah, but are you going to... That gives you like 1 minute of being stealthy.
Correct, but I'm gonna try to get like around town where I can get into like the shadows and follow him like on a side street or something, and I can keep an eye on him as a coyote.
You don't need to do that.
Oh, okay.
You rolled well enough in your stealth, and you can just he is not seeing you, and it's easy enough for you to avoid notice from other persons here in
Okay.
town. In Brighton, despite being a big town, it's not. It's still kind of wild. It's still being built and all that nonsense.
It's not Denver.
Yeah,
It's not Denver.
It's not Denver. There's not people looking out for coyotes on the region. So you're okay. You can hide in some alleys here and there and get closer, very close. However, not that you know this, Silas, but all of your companions, as they arrive, they have no idea where you are.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to figure out where this guy is going.
Sure. So November.
Then I can go look for them.
Yeah, November, Vaughn, and Ian, all of you go ahead and make a spot hidden check. You're trying to be an extreme success, or get an extreme success to see Silas, because that's how well he rolled.
May I
Actually,
have some?
a hard success, sorry. Go on.
May I have some advantage since I'm a crow, I'm a flying, and I have good eyes?
No, you cannot.
Well, I mean, Robert already followed him, so I'm chill.
Only November seems to catch the trail that Silas left, and you know where Silas is going. November, you're not entirely, you can't quite see him, but you can see the trail, the tracks, if you will.
I just basically say to the other two, just follow me and he'll be going this way.
You can't say that because they're flying overhead, I think.
Oh yeah, good point. If I shout loud enough?
Bark.
Sure, why not?
Sure, you bark, calling out to the crows way up above, and sure, you did the two of you, Vaughn and Ian, you'll notice that there's a coyote in town that's barking, then quickly hides into a corner, and you know to follow him. Fair enough. And then you know that November, you know that you're going towards Silas, so everyone's catching up, so that's all fine. Silas, you see that this guy in the horse is not going to any dark corners or anything. He's going right into the middle of town to Brighton, and he stops by the train station. You see that he quickly starts approaching, just shouting commands to a lot of people. You just hear him shouting pretty much. Everyone get inside. This train is departing right now, and you better believe it is departing right now. There's an emergency. We have got to go. And you see that he's sort of kind of pulling out his guns and aiming at the conductor who's close by, and he's saying, whoever's left behind is going to get left behind. Come on, pile this thing up. And the conductor just...
Oh Oh crap! Now it's time for Coyote Prowl and run onto the train.
Sure. The conductor just kind of gets just goes towards the engine to start piloting it, and you see that from a crowd that's kind of dispersing as they see guns being drawn. You see in the middle a very familiar face. You see Victor there, and he just looks around, looking at the other guy who's giving the orders. He follows the conductor to make sure that the train is gonna get started. They get in. The train has already been running the whole way, so it's kind of already primed to go. It just needs to the pull of a lever before it starts taking off. And you see that some people that don't very much care for anything anymore, they do try to get into the train, but some people who were on the train kind of get off as they're armed men doing things here.
I want to see if I can make my way while prowling up to the engineer.
Into the
Knock him
engine
out
room.
in the engine room to
Oh,
knock
no.
out the engineer to stop
What-
him.
What are we
It's-
doing here? It's like a Wild West end game. You want to go like Thanos and Ant-Man? What the hell?
I'm trying to stop the train so that you guys can make it.
Yeah, but dude, there are limits to what you can do.
So
Oh, I
I mean,
Silas,
I'm pretty.
Silas, here's the situation. There's a bunch of people in the platform, kind of just going back and forth, kind of going in all directions. It's hard to predict where people are gonna go and are not gonna go. And you're not even at the station itself. You're a little bit far behind, and you would need to to traverse the entire platform to get to the engine all the way at the front to try and get it to stop. And you do notice that your companions are not too close, but they are close enough behind that.
Okay, all right. Well, then I'll hop on the train.
Sure, you're not gonna try and stop the train then?
Well, you said that they're close behind, so I mean they can make it.
Sure, sure. Yeah, the train.
Trains don't start off at full speed, and a
Yeah.
coyote could easily catch up to a train.
You see that it doesn't take long before everyone gets on board. Those people who are getting on board do get on board.
Mhm.
All the way at the front, the engine starts making a lot of noise, and you see that a lot of mechanical grinding of gears are starting. The train wheels are rolling, and you see that the train is starting to pick up speed as several people start running up to the train with weapons in hand. Sheriffs of Brighton, sheriffs and deputies. But the train at this point is already like going, and they were not here, so they start asking around people to get what's going on before they take any action. But at this point, the train's already going. You're inside, Silas. November, Vaughn, and Ian. You see that the train is going. You all saw Silas going in. Imagine you're jumping onto it as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. Vaughn and Ian, it's fairly easy for the two of you to just land close to where Silas is on the back of the train, the point where there were the least amount of people running towards or from. November, it is also easy for you to catch up because you were the second in this whole chase line sequence thing, so you also jump on board. Yeah, all four of you jump on board. The train starts picking up speed. The town of Brighton is left behind as the train starts going to Denver, and you just see a lot of commotion and shouting up ahead. And you hear a voice, the same man who was shouting at the conductor start shouting, "They're here! I think it's them! The ones we killed, they're here! Get ready! Let's take them down if they dare come closer." And you don't see what's going on right ahead. But yeah, these people are starting to get a little bit, agitated about your whole hopping to the train and about their train robbery.
Oh, great.
You also hear galloping of horses way far behind as there appears that some sheriff deputies are going to attempt to catch up to the train. You don't know if they will be able to in time, but they're trying. So,
No, sorry, just assuring. There are also some civilians inside the train.
most of them got out. Yes.
Okay, then. Thank you.
And you didn't see all of them getting out, but most of them did get out. And those who did not get out, you imagine that once they saw armed men, they're probably cowering inside and not just up and about.
Okay, then.
So,
Um,
all four of you are on the back of the train. What are you doing?
well, over the train, right? One of the wagons, at least.
Yes, you're in the back of the train.
I see the sheriff, what I assume to be the sheriff, and
You
other
see
people.
you see people on the horses way far back. They're trying to like follow the train and kind of catch up to it, so there's a bigger force to occupy the train whenever it makes any sort of stop. They don't know if the conductor will be making any sort of stops, but if it does, if the conductor does make any stops or slows down at any point, they will be there. But they don't seem to have much hopes of catching up to the train. Really.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would be a good or bad. We need backup, any kind, but I don't want innocent people to get killed. So I guess I shout to Vaughn that I'm going to the engine room to stop it, to stop the engine.
Do you
So
want me to come with?
yes, please. So we can stop them and make the sheriff help us one way or another.
Sounds good to me.
No, you know what the crows will do.
I know. Okay, what the crows will do then. All right, fair enough. So, all of you find yourselves on a train track, or rather, a train wagon that's running on a train track thing, and you just hear the loud noises of the train going outside, but you're in this closed wagon that is taking a while to load. It does.
Yeah,
No, it's
22%.
loaded.
No, for
Loaded
me
now.
it's not loading. It's like 22% still.
Okay, yeah. For me, it just loaded. But yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
I'll refresh here.
There's a
So I hope-
train where all of you are in, and it's going places. So, the crows are. What are you doing again? You're trying to
Are we
fly.
going? I was gonna ask, are we going to go out and over, or are we going to go through?
I don't see why we shouldn't go over. We, we will attract less attention, and it's more specifically less shots. We can go over and go straight to the engine room.
Yeah, and trains from this time are a lot slower.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they are much slower. I don't know exactly how slow they are.
I just looked them up. Trains from around the 1850s go about 30 miles per hour.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, really, that's low? I mean, that's
Those horses are going to catch up fast.
Yeah, they might. They might. The sheriff and the deputies all the way back, they do seem to be keeping their distance, and you imagine that because there are some civilians on the inside, they are afraid of, casualties, and also, just the people on the train shooting at them on the inside.
Okay, I was wrong. It looks like around the 1830s to 1850s they went 30 miles per hour, and then train technology just improved so much. It was about 80 miles per hour by 1850.
Mm-hmm.
Ah,
Also, I'm thinking roughly about the same thing as Silas, so heal up first and then infernal armor on top of that.
yeah. In which case, this all means that if you were to try and fly as crows, you might get left behind as the train is going. It's probably gonna be going a bit faster.
okay then.
It would help you to get on the rooftop of the train, but not necessarily fly all the way up to
How
the.
long is the train?
You caught wind of it having so many wagons. You're in the. There's the engine. Then there are 3 wagons, and then the one where you guys are in.
And behind us, is that any more?
Behind you guys, there are a couple more cargo wagons. They are devoid of people.
How far ahead is the engine? It's how many yards?
5. No, sorry, 4 wagons.
Oh, I'm asking for a measurement because of Crow's flight.
Measurement-wise, from the very edge to the engine itself, it says it's 60 yards.
A few Crow's flights and we could be up there.
I mean, the problem is the speed. Well, let's make it easier.
The crow's
Can we
flight
check-
ability allows you to instantly teleport to a place. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I see. Well,
So you don't take speed into account on anything.
Or we can get on top, walk the way, and if we fall, teleport back onto the train.
The crows can absolutely do that, yes.
Yeah, coyotes can't crawl onto the top. Ah, but we could teleport up to the top.
Could you? Can you?
I point straight up, and then I'd be on top of the car, and then I could just run forward.
You can't teleport, can you? I don't remember.
Crow's flight.
Only
Move
crows.
up to 20 yards.
Only crows.
Oh, only crows can do that. Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
yeah. Well, let's go.
All right, so you're walking onto the onto the wagon itself, right?
I'm sorry, my headset died. What was that again?
You're going through the wagon itself to the next one over, or you're going over?
I was thinking we go out the back onto the top, turn back into humans, and walk the distance.
Okay.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, seems the best.
Okay then.
Fair enough. So all of you then open up the back of the train, and
Look at that parallax running.
because I don't have any easy way of like putting you on top of the train, I'll put you here on the side, and we'll just consider that you guys are on top of the train, because if you are
Sure.
inside, there are walls and such going on.
Ooh.
I feel like I'm a dog chasing next to a car, but okay, let's go.
So
Woohoo!
you guys are on the side of the train, but you are on the map you're on the side, but in fact you're on top of it. So you all climb out into the top of the train, get onto the roof. You see that the train is just picking up more speed as it goes, and you just hear loud noises and commotion far ahead, but you can't quite catch what is being said by the people inside the train because of all the noise of the machinery going on outside. Or rather, right underneath you. So, what do you all do?
We head to the engine rooms yet, still.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, we're gonna turn back into humans because I'm assuming a bird on top of the train will be just flung off, basically.
Yeah, not a whole lot of gripping points. So all of you then turn back into humans and start prowling along the edge of the wagon until you get to whereabouts of here-ish. All of you.
All right.
And then there is a man right there who is just hanging out into the back of that wagon, and he looks up and sees all 4 of you coming in, and it's the same guy who you all have been chasing. He just kind of shouts out.
Damn it.
He just shouts out, "Fuck, they're here! on top of the train. Get inside. And then he just kind of pulls out a weapon and seems to try and go to shoot at you guys. But I imagine you're all going to try and shoot back or something.
Yeah,
Yep.
sounds decent to attempt to shoot him back.
Sure. Silas, just for ease of everything, I'll put you a little bit closer to the front, that's so you can see him.
Ah, thank you.
Because you can from your previous position, but you're still on top of the trains. Just,
Yep.
trains are weird. In any case, yeah, combat time for all y'all delicious, lovely people. So
I like them.
everyone has their guns readied, as always.
Just a side note, I have my shotgun ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with my rifle out.
Sure. Nothing changes in the way of initiative if you have your gun out. It's just that if you want to change guns during your turn, you lose your initiative bonus of +50. So, as it happens, as always, November, you go first because I have the highest
Okay.
initiative.
So let's get this guy targeted. Make sure it's targeting correctly. Yep, okay.
Oh no, you're shooting him at point blank range.
Yep.
You rolled a 0-1.
Whoa!
Someone's
Headshot.
mad.
Bye, Mr.
Big
Bad
shot.
Guy.
Big shot.
Alright, roll damage. That's 15.
Oh my god.
15 points of damage. Okay, yeah, sure.
I rolled a 1!
I guess it disappeared.
Pretty much, November, you just kind of aim right at the. You aim at an angle and you just shoot him, and this guy, he just. As he's trying to move to go inside the train and aim at you, you just shoot him. Such a well performed shot because as you catch him on his side, your bullet just kind of crosses through his neck, goes all the way down to his heart, and comes out through one of his ribs, and you just see that the guy completely loses it. Lets go of the handle rail, just falls into the little hole and gets run over by the train, and is absolutely destroyed and leaves a big ass smear on the tracks,
Brutality. Oh my goodness.
which disappears within
I-
seconds from you.
I just sort of like stare very stunned at my gun for a second, and then just do the finger twirl and put it back in my holster.
I didn't know you were that good, November.
I didn't either.
Guys, save the back patty for later, shall we?
So, yeah, that guy is done, but you hear that there's more shuffling going on inside. You don't know exactly where or from whom, but there are more people inside the train. Don't see anyone on the roof just yet. November, you still have your movement if you would like to do anything in regards to that.
Now, is there a solid bit connecting these two cars that I can step onto?
Yeah, there is. I didn't put it in the map, but there is.
That's fine. Just making sure.
Mhm.
In that case, if I like clamber onto that point and then see if I can get into the back of this car.
Sure. You can
That
move your
would be
token now.
I should be able to. If I could stop targeting myself, that would be great. There we go. What I'll do is I'll pop the doors open and then sort of duck back this way so that the door is still open and people can see through, but I'm
Sure.
not like impeding progress in yet.
Mm-hmm. So you're taking cover on that wall there.
Yep.
Okay, so that's it for your turn, I believe.
Yep.
Alright, next up is someone on the inside of the train. Sees you opening the door and going for cover. This person's going to try and shoot at you. That guy's dead. Doesn't get to choose anything anymore. Yeah, this person is going to try and shoot at you. Oh no, I need to choose a target for my shooting. Gosh dang.
Wait, you need to aim to shoot? What kind of stuff is this?
Yeah, it's like we were doing last session. If you target someone, it does the distance calculation automatically, which helps a little bit. Anyway, this person is going to shoot at you with disadvantage because you're taking cover. They roll an
Oh, oh my god.
wow.
fumble. There, you just hear as this person on the inside just goes click, 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 and then shit, and throws the gun in your
They
direction.
always
November.
throw the gun.
And this person just turns around and runs. I just hear TP taps going on the inside. Some other direction, apparently to the other car. So yeah, that's that person's turn. Next up is Silas.
All right, I'm going to jump down where November is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see anybody in that car. So I'm going to move into the car to there.
Sure. You can see some persons on the other car over, but all of them are behind cover.
Yep.
You see a lady carrying closer
Yep.
to you. You think you see a man further up ahead, and then lastly you
I
see
think
a very familiar face.
Yep. I pinged this familiar face that I thought that I saw.
Yeah, that's him. That's Victor Crusoe.
That's-
You see that
that is
there's just the barrel of a revolver kind of hanging outside, and then his arm is leaning against the bench to hold for cover, and there's no hand at the end. It's just a stump.
Yep.
Okay, so you
That's about all I can do. I've got what movement?
your movement is 7. Already spent a little bit.
Yep, that's as far as I can get.
Sure. Vaughn, you're up next.
Vaughn wants to jump to the roof of the next car.
Okay, go for it. So just move your token to the side, to whatever distance you can usually move. If you're not taking any actions, like shooting or anything, you can move up to 4 times your movement speed in yards, I believe.
Ooh,
So
what
it'd be
time?
8 times 4?
Yes, I believe that's the running.
Can I
You
move up
sure?
to there, Doug?
That's
Sure.
a lot, actually.
Sure. Yeah, but that's like full on running.
Mm, okay.
I mean, I've got no reason to stop.
Yeah, I didn't shoot anybody.
Yeah, sure. You all can run up to 4 times your speed.
Looks like I might be able to reach the car ahead of this one.
Where is Vaughn again?
He's on the roof of the first car,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can move 32 because that's 4 times my movement.
Yep.
It looks like, yeah, I can move to about.
So you're just gonna be moving, alright? Next up, after you, Vaughn, we will be the one, the only, Victor Crusoe. he just hear footsteps going on the roof of the cart, and he sees you, Silas, approaching, kind of zigzagging between the benches, taking cover, and he's going to try and shoot at you. As you get closer and closer, he just snarls in your direction. Why can't you just be dead?
Because I said I was coming back, Victor.
Fair enough. So Victor is going to make an attack against you at long range, and at disadvantage because cover.
Yep.
That's a regular success, but because of range, he misses.
Okay.
He needs a hard success to hit you. Then he shoots again. Because Victor can take 2 attacks in his turn.
I thought we all could all shoot 2 guns, but it was already at disadvantage.
He can do that without a disadvantage.
Oh my!
Oh no.
Wait a minute, I thought he could he shot at disadvantage because he didn't have a hand.
Boss character.
Yeah.
No, he has powers beyond your comprehension.
Oh no!
It's called ambidexterity.
Oh no!
Anything but that.
His second shot, fortunately for you, Silas, also misses.
Pew pew!
Yeah, pretty much. He tries to shoot at you. One of the bullets just gets lodged into the stuffing of the benches. The other just breaks a window, and a lot of passengers that are cowering under the benches, they just let out a yelp of surprise and fear. But that's about it.
I'll yell back, "Stay down, everyone!"
Everyone just they don't even bother looking up. They are just cowering and protecting their heads with their hands. So Ian, you're up. What are you doing?
Oh, hello, Val. Well, I have 7 movement, so unfortunately I won't run as fast as him. But 7 plus 4,
You
20
move 28.
28. So I shall move 28. How do I make a rule here? No.
If you control, click and hold to measure, and press a space afterwards, it'll move that as you're measuring.
Oh, that would have been nice to know.
Sorry.
This is assuming that the car isn't, full.
Yeah, somewhere around here. See some of the middle of the car.
Sure.
Not at the
Then you press a space and it'll move to where you're aiming.
Nah, it says that it collides with a wall. Okay, now okay. I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I'll just move. Bro. Don't worry. I'll just move myself.
Okay.
The problem is that yeah, now I go. Done.
Alright. So you also just jump from car to car, from wagon to wagon, on the top, trying to catch up with Vaughn. And you do.
Yep.
And just as you're running and jumping, you see just bullets whizzing past, and just loud gunshot noises happening below you, and you imagine that your friends Silas and November are under heavy fire from these people. Lastly, in the initiative order, is this man boy here, who does not actually have a weapon ready, so he doesn't get his bonus to dexterity. He turns around, kind of peeking out of cover to see who is coming. And he kind of moves over here. By doing so, he sees you, Silas. And you see that this man just kind of raises his hand, looks towards you, and just start. "Oh, foul creature, follower of the devil. Stay away from us, servants of the Lord. Pater noster, qui est in caelis, sanctificeterum nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum." And he just goes on doing a whole prayer thing. And I need you, Silas, to go ahead and make an opposed God damn it. An opposed power roll.
Power roll. Ooh.
Yeah. Mmm. This guy rolled high? High.
Oh no.
That's a success, but this guy's success beats yours.
But
He's success harder.
Yeah, it's...
I successed harder.
Oh no, look at you succeeding.
The power to protect it.
You see that this man is trying to compel you to stay away, and you see that this prayer that he does seems to have some manner of effect on you, or would have, but you just focus your mind on not allowing yourself to be turned away by this man. Victor is right behind him, and you need to get Victor, and no one's going to stand in your way. And you just will yourself into resist him. Go ahead and make another power roll. This is your
Another?
This is your improvement check. Because you succeeded.
93, I failed.
Cool. Roll a d10. You increase your power by that amount. Technically, you shouldn't because you used the luck, but this is a one-shot, so screw it.
10!
Your power increases by 10, so it goes up to 70.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And that's it for this guy. He tried to compel you to stay away, but he couldn't. You're too devilish for him. Back to the top of the round, November. What are you doing?
Well, I've seen. Is it 3 of them that are up top, or is it 2 that are up top and 1 inside?
It's 3 guys inside. There's no one up top.
Okay. I will dip inside first, just to get a look what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're good there. Let me zoom out a bit here. What I'll do then is... what I'm attempting to do is basically run up to here, and then basically do the same trick. So open the door, duck back into cover. If that's not something I can do, then I'll just stick with being in cover.
That door is already opened.
Oh, okay, in that case I will just hunker down into cover about here-ish.
Your movement speed is 9, so you can move all that far up.
Let's try... I'll go about here then.
Mm-hmm. You have very poor visibility to the persons on the other car. Can't quite aim at them.
I was gonna say, I'm not intending to shoot this round anyway.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Then you can run up to 4 times your movement.
Okay, then I'll just hunker down behind this front row here.
Sure. And that's all you're doing?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, fair enough. Alright. That's it for November's turn. Next up is Catherine Hatfield. She is going to go ahead and try a thing. What is the thing that she is trying again? Yes. Hold on, there's a lot that's going on here. So she,
No problem.
you see that she kind of leans back into cover, and then you just hear a little whoosh going on, and then as she leans out from cover, she has a bottle of whiskey on her hand with a cloth on it on fire, and she tries to lob it across to the train cart where you guys are at.
All right.
So,
Sneaky.
right? These guys can do those things too.
Well,
It's the rule. If you do it, the DM can.
What do you mean?
And he will.
What do you mean out of ammo? I do have ammunition for my.
Whoops! I guess she drank the alcohol.
Actually, an empty whiskey bottle.
No. So yeah, she's going to go and throw it. It is within her base range, yeah. So she gets a regular roll on this Molotov cocktail throw. And no, she misses. It explodes against the door, and pretty much just catches the outside of both wagons. Is not enough to injure either of you guys.
Well,
Don't
that's
set
deadly.
yourself on fire, Catherine!
She just curses and runs back a few more benches and just asks for the guy. You just hear her asking, "Give me a gun, I don't have a gun anymore!" And she just runs there, and that's her turn. Silas.
Alright, Doug.
Wow, there's something creepy about the way you said my name just then.
I'm now 10 yards away from him.
From who? Victor?
From Victor.
Yep.
Infernal Death.
Oh no!
Yo,
Oh,
yes.
no.
Silas?
3d10, I believe, is it?
Yep, you lose 3d10 humanity. Grow for it. God damn, you guys killed the guy. I forgot to write that down. November one shot at another man.
This is what I do. I'm either very good at rolls or very bad at rolls. There's no in
Cost
between.
me 20 humanity.
Oh my god.
I still
That
will.
hurts.
That leaves me at the lovely 30. 5 magic points.
Mm-hmm. 5 magic points, that much things. And yeah.
And then I'm going to yeet down over the side.
You're gonna do what?
To there. I'm going to yeet right over to the side.
Oh, okay. I understood you say you're yeeting yourself off the side of the train, like into the tracks.
No.
No, yeah, okay.
My job here is done. Whoosh.
I just wanted clarification on what you were doing. So on every turn, every one of Victor's turn, he's going to suffer 1d10 damage until he dies.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Which
That's my turn.
one of the demons, is most pleased by this? Let me write some things down. Because goddamn, Vaughn, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm going to continue up to the engine.
Okay, go for it.
Is there someone in the caboose or in the train engine here?
As you jump down into the engine, you do see that there is the conductor and there is another woman who's aiming her gun at him. You also see that she has a damn, what's that called again? I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. The name escapes me right now, but she has like pretty much a bomb in one of her hands.
A
A
Molotov
stick of
cocktail?
dynamite?
It's not quite like
Dynamite?
yeah, it's not quite a dynamite. It's like a mine.
Oh.
A
okay.
grenade. A grenade.
Grenades are not a thing.
Yeah.
Portuguese. I might know the word.
I can't remember it. Sorry. In any case, she has like a bomb that she's holding next to her. Not quite a grenade, but something that she could activate easily enough. And she's also pointing a gun at the conductor, and she sees you showing up. What are you doing about that, Vaughn?
Well, I had to use. How much movement was that? That was like 20. Yeah, that was like 23 movement right there. So I'm not sure I can do anything else.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, you just show up. You see that she's menacingly looking at both the conductor and at you, and the bomb in her hands, and she just says, "Back off, or everything here blows up." I'm not bluffing.
Are you sure you want to do that? Is your life worth it?
What would you do if I were to give up? You would just arrest me.
Isn't prison better than death?
Oh no. It is not. Trust to me.
Oh, honey, death isn't worth it. And he takes his hat off.
No, that's a master move. I had to give. I had to take my head off for that.
Do you want me to make a psychology roll on that one?
No, she's gonna make a sanity roll on that one.
Oh god.
Oh, look at her.
Damn.
Succeeds. She kinda is impressed and surprised by the display that you're putting on, but she just... Something on her seems to keep her resolve strong and steadfast. She does not give in. It might not be worth it, but certainly it's better than going to prison. You're, you're not a woman. You don't know what it's like.
You're right. I don't know what it's like. But I can tell you that the punishment up here is not going to be as bad as the punishment down there.
She's pondering about what to do with the information that the Devil Man is offering her. Make a... I'll keep this as a hard psychology check because she succeeded her sanity check.
And that's why I took psychology.
God damn, Vaughn. God damn you. She looks at you and what you're saying, and she's just seems to lower both her weapons and her hand that is holding the bomb. What in the world are you, even? What kind of abomination are you?
Abomination is a really light term for it. Long story short, I'm a dead man sent to kill Victor.
And
That's all we want.
Only Victor?
Only Victor.
She gives pause and is thinking about what to do next, but she does not seem to be threatening the conductor anymore for the time being. That's gonna be your turn. Let me write this down here. What's her name again? Nancy. Okay, Victor's turn. He is going to take 1d10 points of damage as he burns from inside out. Because he's that much metal. I rolled a 3.
Getting toasty, huh, Victor?
Victor just runs to the other cover to get a better beat on you. That's nothing. You infernal devils, you don't know what you're doing. And he stands up from cover to shoot at you twice, Silas. And that's gonna be 2 shots with his handgun. Disadvantage because you're hiding behind the thing.
Yep.
The first hits with a hard success. As always, you can choose to dodge, and he will roll again. and take the worst result. However, if you dodge, you're for fate attacking on your next turn.
Well, I don't need to attack on my next turn, so I'm going to dodge.
Sure.
Go for it.
I'll say that your dodging is that you're going to precariously hang off the side of the train, but yeah, out of sight.
Yep.
So make a dodge roll. If you succeed, then he gets another disadvantage on his team.
Oh,
Wow.
love it.
You guys are bringing
Why are
it
we doing so good?
hard today, huh?
Don't question it.
God damn. So that's an 86 that turns that success into a miss. Good for you, Silas. He's going to try and shoot at you again.
I had a feeling I was going to be the target now.
Oh, you better believe. Yeah, let's go with that then. He's going to take another shot at you. Take the worst result. 52 is just a regular success. Which hits, so somehow is able to hit you. You suffer 4 points of damage.
All right, 4 points out of my 10 temp.
Oh, you temporary hit point guys.
Leaves me 6.
Ian, you're up.
I was thinking here in my buttons while I'm hanging over the train. This crow's flight. If I use that, I cannot shoot, right?
You can. Those abilities are. You can use them for free. It doesn't cost you action or anything.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little badassery, but I guess it's gonna work out. Hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hang on the edge of the train so I can give a look on the inside by the windows.
Mm-hmm.
When I see a spot right behind Crusoe, I want to use crow's flight to. I don't to instantly move right behind him and shoot him point blank, right
Oh
over
my
his
God.
back. Like I don't want even a chance of error. I want to touch his back with the shotgun's edge and pull the trigger.
Boy howdy, sure. I'll allow you to do that. Ian, you hang off the side of the train, looking into the window until you see the whole precarious situation that's going on, and then you use crow's flight. Go ahead and roll 1d4. That's how much humanity you're gonna lose. Also 1 magic point. Choo.
Sure. I'm still me, I guess.
So you teleport into the train right behind Crusoe. Please target him and click on your... Come again?
How many shots can I take? I can give even with disadvantage because I want to paint him red.
With a shotgun or rifles, only 1. Unless the weapon itself says that you can use it several times a turn. Usually only handguns you can shoot up to 3 times. Shotguns not so. Not quite.
Allow me to check that. I wanted to be sure.
Sure.
Is it a heavy shot or a slug? I'm not even sure that.
It's a 12 gauge.
Oh, it's actually 2 per round. 2 uses per round.
Alright. God damn. Yeah, sure, you can make 2 attacks. So yeah, click on your shotgun, it'll show up the thing on the chat, but don't roll yet. I'll set everything up for you. So that's gonna be multiple shots, 2 of them. And you're have advantage because you're shooting at point blank range. Oh boy.
If I miss that, I'm gonna be sad. I'm like touching his back with the shotgun, and I'm gonna pull the trigger.
So, I'm giving you the point blank range and the surprise bonuses. So you're going to roll with 2 bonus die.
Oh God.
Go for it.
I'm scared.
Roll well.
Shoot.
Uh,
Okay, that's one.
there you go. From your 2 shots, only one hits Victor, but that's good.
Where can I see it? How much did I? Oh, 61. Uh,
Come again?
I can't. Hold on. I can't increase my second success.
Um,
Oh wait, this is on the first shot because I got one for the point blank, one dice advantage, and the other one because he's surprised.
mm-hmm.
So it's
Well,
still
deal your damage for now, and then we'll see how we move on. Because I think you're
We
gonna
may not even need to.
explode him as is. God damn.
Oh!
That'll
Talking
do it.
about exploding.
Alright, 17 points of damage is how much he had left over, as it turns out.
I actually one shot him like exactly number.
Yes. He has 20,
Oh.
20 hit points. Your Silas brought him down by 3, and then you brought him down by the remaining 17 with a
Jesus.
goddamn shotgun to the back of the head. Let me just write that down, because this demon is gonna be super pleased with that. Alright, so what happens now is that Victor, he's preparing to look at you, Silas, and shoot some more insults at you, or rather just say things at you as you kind of keep on evading his shots. You devil kind don't know what you're doing. You're going to take over the world. We have to end this cult. We have to... And then he can't even finish that sentence before his head just blasts open with a very deafening, loud shot that just absolutely destroys everything from shoulder up on his body.
The man who couldn't die is dead.
There's absolutely nothing left of his head. You can hardly even recognize the hat he was wearing as a hat at this point. There's just a mess of black powder and blood in the bench right there. And then both of the other persons who are still alive, they look back, and Catherine just lets out a yell of panic, seeing you there, Ian, seeing Victor's dead body kind of tumbling over on the bench, and Martin, he's just doing the sign of the cross again as he looks at you with very wide eyes, and you just see that he kind of mutters under his breath, "Devil man," over and over. You still have movement, Ian. What are you doing?
I just get a little closer to them,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll just say it in a very calm and collected way. Move, and you're next.
Sure, make an intimidation roll with a bonus die.
The last time I tried to intimidate, I failed terribly. Let's hope this one actually helps me. I'm gonna use my luck. It just
Sure.
17. I have 76. So
Wow.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Sure.
I was
The lady, Catherine, she was pulling another bottle from her satchel, and she just puts it back in and raises both of her hands. Martin, the priest, he doesn't seem to have any weapons on him except for a Bowie knife on his hip, and he just kind of clutches his holy book to his chest with both of his hands, lowers his head, and starts just praying. And
actually, when he starts to pray, when he grabs the book and starts to pray, I actually cock the shotgun and I point right at his head. And I say, "Stop." Ian knows already that what the guy can do because of the devil. He's not gonna take any chance of giving him any motion.
Sure. The guy just stops praying mid-sentence, looks up at you, and just lets go of his Bible. It just plops to the ground, and then he slowly and shakily raises both of his hands up and just stays there.
And I call the others. I just shout out.
Sure.
Crusoe's dead. Get in here, everybody.
It doesn't take long before all of you hear a screeching of wheels, and the train starts to go slower, slower and slower until it eventually comes down to a halt, to a stop, and the galloping noises get louder outside as you hear that the sheriff and the deputy are catching up, indeed, to the train. None of those two persons make any sort of move. The lady before in the engine room that was threatening the conductor, she just also gives up.
Vaughn would put his hat on when it starts to slow down.
Sure. She just kind of looks at you and then to the window, and whenever the train slows down a little bit further, she just kind of hops out of the window, kind of rolls into the dirt a little bit, into the dirt and the gravel, kind of rolls, staying behind a little bit, and you see that she starts getting up and running off into the distance. Or trying to, at least.
I'll let her go. Not my concern.
Sure.
Yep, I'm good with that.
And then, all of you wait, well, not necessarily wait, but before too long, the train finally comes down to a halt. The brakes are pulled, and the conductor, that is absolutely shaken, he just looks back at you all with a look of panic on his eyes. Or rather, looks at you, Vaughn, with a look of panic on his eyes. He didn't see you showing your true self beforehand. He just looks at you, and then... Are they gone? Is it over?
It's over. You're safe at least.
Oh, thank God. So, excuse me. And he just kind of runs towards the exit from the engine cart, and just jumps out into the rails and just kind of takes a little bit of distance to not be super close to the wagon. Eventually, it takes a while before the sheriff and the deputy actually come in, and in that meantime, all four of you gather in the wagon where Victor's dead body is laying at. Is there anything specific that you guys do in this little meantime?
I think
I'm
we
just
should be
standing
leaving.
there watching over the last two of them, making sure they don't do anything suspicious.
Sure.
You don't want to see if there's a way he can break us free of our deal?
So, Vicar, what were you doing for Victor? How did he break the deal of the devil?
Reese just looks up. Never break any deal with the devil. There was no deal. Oh,
Cut the crap. We know what's really going on. Devil is just a name among men. We know the real deal. Don't waste our time here, or you know who's gonna meet you at the other end. Spill the beans.
everything is a lie. People say that Victor sold his soul for power. Not necessarily just for power. He did make a deal with the devil, but with the creature, the entity. But he was not dead. He made this deal in life. Only when he died, his soul would be the devil's. And I don't know what you want from me.
We all made a deal with the devil. We would come back and take out Victor. and only one of us gets to live. You know any way we can break that?
Creature that you're dealing with is not the devil as religion knows it. It's not a creature that makes deals like that. It's a creature that operates on its own whims. It does whatever it wants with no rhyme or reason. There's no breaking the deal. There's no deals to be had. It's just force of chaos.
Do you know an entity that opposes it that, might power us? Cause a little more chaos for him to handle?
There are many entities out there, but they are not as willing to interact with us as this one is. They care not for us. There is one that may be able to help, but I don't know. Have you ever heard Nodens?
Have we? Probably not.
Make a Cthulhu Mythos check, why don't you? All of you.
I hope. Well, 5%. Yeah, think so.
Nope.
Yeah,
Well, we
Wow,
got-
can't even use luck on it.
Yeah, we didn't got even close to it.
You have absolutely no idea what this Nodens is.
Nope.
But that entity, a lot of us calls the savior. It acts on our. It does good things for us, but it also works on its own whims. There's no such thing as God. God is not real. The devil is not real. It's just things. Aliens. Things that we shouldn't meddle with. But they do meddle with us. That they have been doing for ages.
Or what? Kicks and giggles?
Come again?
What? For what? Just for fun? They have nothing better to do than mess with our lives?
I don't know. Those entities, they don't think the same way we do. They do things. They do things because they want things to happen. Whatever their goals are is not something we can understand. If we could, life would not be as it is. But whatever deal you think you've made with this creature, one thing is to accept things that it says, and another thing is to willingly give away your soul, humanity to it. Don't do that.
Well, I never said I agree with this. So let's see what will expect us. We did what we came here for.
Killing Victor, was it?
Ah, good thing he knows about you. He has other plans for you.
He does know about you. He mentioned you.
Of course. Of course, I wouldn't doubt that this creature knows every living being that has ever lived in this earth. These things are not our friends. They are not our shepherds. They are our undoing. Sonia, the Van Birch lady, Utah, she wants to see this continue. She wants to see those creatures grow in power. Don't let her keep doing this. Victor wanted to stop her, to stop all of them doing this. Please. Think of the future.
Victor.
Think of those who are still alive.
Victor could have kept doing this. He didn't have to come in town and kill us, hunt us down each and kill us.
He's a stray sheep. He let his thirst for revenge, his madness overtake him and make him do things that I'm sure he would regret, that his sister would regret seeing, doing. He was a good man at one point, but be better than him. Please, I beg of you, don't let those creatures win.
Do you know anything that would help us kill them?
You can't kill those creatures. It's like killing God. Can't. Just can't. Are you gonna...
Alright, RPGs haven't been invented yet.
what you need to do is make sure that they don't have followers. Those devil worshippers. Take them down.
So is Van Birch the last one?
Not by a long shot. There's more. There's always more. Your friend, Roscoe, he was just one of her pupils. She might have more. She might have people above her. I don't know. That was just the lead we had. Victor had.
Yeah, I'm sure we can have a little polite conversation and see what we can figure out.
But please, I beg of you, please don't. And he freezes. Everything around you guys freeze. You look outside the windows and you see that there are horses riding by, sheriffs and deputies on top of them, and they are all frozen in time.
Uh-oh.
I sense he's coming.
He took his sweet time. I guess he was waiting for the cue.
November takes the contract out of his pocket and does a quick little edit to it.
And you see that the door of the next wagon seems to open, and from it, a reddish light seems to come, beckoning all four of you to go inside and have a chat.
Before November heads in, I have one thing that I want to do. Can I use sleight of hand to slip the contract out of my pocket and into the priest's?
The one for Mackenzie and Clyde's soul?
Yes.
Sure. You're trying to sleight of hand it that so nothing can see it?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, go for it. Oh no.
That's fine. I will use my luck for that.
Alright. Go for it then. You're lucking your way into hiding this contract into...
How do you use luck on the roll again?
You click on the roll result in the chat, it will expand, and then there's a button that says spend 24 luck to pass.
Oh, there we go.
So, yeah, you, as everyone's kind of shuffling in place, trying to make sense of who's going to go first, since you're all the way in the back, you kind of shuffle behind Silas, pull the contract out of your pocket, slips it into the priest's pocket, and get in line, I imagine.
Mm, you know, fuck it, let's go. I was wondering about going the other way, but he will just open another door for me, so let's not antagonize them much. Shall let's go then.
Sure. So, you all go and cross the door into some manner of etherealness, far away from everything you have ever seen in your lives, and yet familiar. You look around, there's some cackle coming from the distance, some cheering, familiar cheering from a infernal host, all of whom have come to see you all play this infernal game. And you see the devil right at the front, the infernal host to both of your sides as you walk down a sort of a line, a corridor. And the devil, he just smiles very widely as he sees all of you coming up. You did indeed kill Victor Crusoe. And some other goons of his as well. You are a bloody thirsty bunch, aren't you?
No, no, we're not.
Sure you're not.
Yes, we did what we had to do to save ourselves and other people. They, they were ruining their lives. Sure, vengeance felt good, but it was not about that. We want to save everybody, including ourselves. We tried our best to save those we could. You saw that. You were watching.
Oh, I was. Every single step of the way, I was watching. It was glorious seeing everything that you all did. The chaos that you brought upon this world. All the things you did in my name. Just to drag a man down to hell. Do you think it was worth it? Ridding the world of such a madman like Victor Crusoe.
He had gone bad. He had killed too many people and it had to stop. That's why I did it.
You're trying to justify yourself. Don't need to.
No, I'm not justifying myself. I'm merely stating what I did.
I see.
What we did was wrong. We know that. We ain't saints.
Oh,
But we did the best we could.
you absolutely
That's
are.
the fact.
You absolutely are not saints. You are a wicked bunch, all four of you. And I'm so proud of the work you have done. Your long journey is at an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Had fun. Made friends. Saw interesting things. Well, I don't think that you're very interested in what I have to say, but more so about what all of this means to you, right?
Cut to chase. Tell us what's gonna happen.
What is going to happen? Well, you see. The Inferno host here, behind me, it will judge your every single accomplishment. I will give points based on the things that you have done. You see that one of the demons walks forward. I'm the being that they call the Demon of Deception. November. It pleases me dearly to see your trickery at play. Keeping those bandits up. No one can think straight when they can't sleep. That was incredible. Amazing to watch. And you,
Definitely paid the price for it though.
Vaughn, paralyzing people using spells. Oh, flock to our power so eagerly and so easily. And Silas, he did not hesitate at all to trade in your humanity for certainty that Victor would be dead. I think all of you bit of a commendation. But if I were to say, all of you, I like of the trickery aspect of this little hunt. November, I choose you.
Thank you kindly.
And then this demon walks towards the devil. And you see that as he walks towards the devil and they approach and he walks through the devil, they sort of merge together into a slightly bigger form. And then the devil just looks to the other side. What about you? Then another demon stands up. They call me the demon of violence. And you all have been so violent. I could go over every single person you have ever killed, and every which way in which you did that, all that. But Ian, ah, that shotgun blast to the head. One cannot pass on such a great showmanship of pure, raw violence. Ah, I loved it. You are my choice.
I refuse.
And then he walks towards the devil, and once again, as they come together, they merge, and the devil grows even bigger. And his form stops being that of a handsomeish man and starts becoming more grotesque and distorted as they keep merging to him.
Wait, he feels to me?
It chose you, is what it said. It fuses to the
Yeah.
devil.
Ah, I was hoping, I misunderstood because I didn't want it to have anything to do with that. Go on.
Sure, sure. Uh, the one of the other demons also comes closer. They call me the demon of greed. I like it when I see people making good use of what they have and taking from others. But so what they have is even more. Not fully foreign bunch. Not very keen on taking things from one another. Not very keen on stealing. Not very keen on increasing, fattening your own pockets. But I do like the gumption. You, Silas, failed as it was, I liked seeing how eager you were to break into the house of your old former friend and just empty up of content. If only there was not a door. Would have taken everything. I just feel it. It is part of who you are, and that is why I chose you.
Silas just coughs.
Then this demon as well walks towards the devil, who's much bigger at this point, and merges with it as well, turning into a bigger, more grotesque creature. And then the last demon stands up. The demon of knowledge. Whenever you know things you shouldn't, couldn't, it upsets the balance of power. Some people use their knowledge for all manner of deeds, but it doesn't matter the deeds that you do with the knowledge that you have. What matters is that you have more than anyone else. I like to see all of you just learning, just getting deeply interested in everything else that's going on. Sometimes some of you meddle with forbidden powers that you could not have, should not have. And the knowledge that it brings you changes you forever. On how in the world are you able to figure out how to resurrect a creature that's going to be beyond me? I thought your kind humans were not able of accomplishing such feats and deeds. And yet you surprise me every day. I choose you, Vaughn, and your ever expanding knowledge of the occult. Things that should not be known. And then all this demon also goes up to the devil, and all of them merge together. And in the end, the devil looks at all four of you. It would seem, in the end, we have an impasse. 4 demons, and yet 4 different votes. 4 undead men. It would seem I have to be the one to cast the last vote myself. Which one of the 4 of you is going to be the one to come back to life? Is what you must be wondering right now. Who will be chosen? Who will win this game? I know the answer. I've known it for a while. But what do you think? And he looks at the 4 of you.
I don't really think there are any winners.
Of course there are. There is one and only one winner. And he lifts his very long, spindly black arm up into the sky and slowly descends it, kind of twirling his finger around as he does. Slowly, very slowly, until he lands and stops. And all 4 of you can see that he's pointing towards Silas.
Me.
All of you had a very long journey to do what I asked you to do. But I would rather give back life to the one I'm certain will be the first to return here. The first one of all 4 of you to use the gifts I gave you. The first one of you to use spells. Oh, I imagine that won't be long before you find yourself in here again. Not be long at all. And I'll be eager to receive you.
I'm tired, whatever you call yourself, and I don't accept your gift.
You have no choice in the matter. Reed.
Sure, I do. Infernal punishment. The devil.
Are you trying to infernal punishment the devil?
The devil.
You want to use infernal punishment, not infernal death?
It's the one I used on Victor.
The one that guarantees damage till it dies.
Yep, that's it. Infernal
Oh,
death.
God.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Infernal death. Okay, you're doing that
Yep.
to...
Yeah, this could completely take me out.
Sure. Roll 3d10. Silas. $20.
Didn't take me out.
That's surprising.
How much humanity do you have left?
10.
Good. So, you cast that spell at the devil. It just kind of flinches, and you see that parts of its body starts flaring up. It looks back at you. You foolish fool! You think you can destroy me? I'll be back before you know it. And I will keep on coming back for ages and eons, and you will be turning to dust, and your planet will be dust, and I'll be back. And you will have not accomplished anything at all. But come.
But I
Dog,
Yes?
can't take it the time of his monologue. Reload the shotgun and
here we go. Catch you monologuing.
Unfortunately, before that happens, as soon as the devil says come, Silas, you feel yourself growing weaker. Your whole body feels very lethargic as you feel like you haven't slept in days, and you feel like you have run a whole marathon. You're incredibly tired, and you collapse to the ground. On all fours. And you feel a headache pain coming to you, and as you go to hold your head in your hands, you realize that you have a head again, and not a coyote skull. And as you look around, you realize that your body has been reformed back to what it was. Before you were shot violently by Victor and his goons. When you look around, you see none of your companions, Silas. You are alone.
No.
And the devil in front of you has returned to being that human-ish, handsome-ish form. And he's still burning up. Parts of his face is burning. And he just looks at you with that same wicked grin from the first time you met him. Oh, you have made your choice. Foolish as it was, you have made it. Congratulations, Silas. Randall, you have won this game. Get to go back to your life and live it until you die. It's time for real. But wait a moment. Why don't we make a deal, Tamara?
What kind of deal?
Well, you're a confusing man, to say the least. You have always wanted something very dearly. I can sense it in your heart, your ambition. What if...
I got what I want. I killed Victor.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think you want to find a place where you can make a difference and be surrounded by people you can trust.
I had that, and you took it away from me. My friends were probably my only solace there.
I have a better deal for you then. Something that I think you will not want to pass up on. If you refuse this deal, you just go back to your old life, being alive, back in Devilbrook, doing as you want, doing as you please, until you have no more days left ahead of you. But my deal is this. Give me your soul, and I'll give you what you want. All three of your friends, trusted companions, they will get back to being alive. They will return to their lives. And you will have the chance to make a difference as you are buried in Devilbrook Cemetery, surrounded by people you can trust. All you need to do is give away your soul to me willingly and out of your own volition. How about that for you?
The other ones, they were more of a family to me than I've ever had. So I'll take your deal. And you'll probably end up having to send people after me like you did Victor.
Oh no, not at all. Maybe your friends will come up after you someday. After I've used your body to feel my machinations, spread the world of who I am and what I am, and what people can do if they come to me. But that's a matter for the future. You don't need to know the details. All that matters is that, well, why don't you seal the deal and give me your soul, Silas Crandall? And the devil outstretches his hand in front of you.
I'll shake it.
Sure. As soon as you shake the devil's hand, your mind just goes blank. You feel as soon as he clasps your hand, you feel an immense amount of power coursing through that hand that is being clasped, all the way crawling up your arm, and you feel it taking in on you. Everything you have ever known, Silas, every person you have ever met, every experience you have ever had, is slowly destroyed, corrupted, and completely forgotten. Slowly, your mind just turns into mush. You have no concept of what being a human is anymore. The only thing you know is that this world is just a playground. All those humans are just playthings, toys, for Nyarlathotep to play with, however it sees fit. Use them in whichever way, shape, or form he wants to pave way for the future when Nyarlathotep will gather enough followers, enough people to perform a large enough ritual of chaos, death, and destruction that will allow Nyarlathotep to come into the world physically and be able to enact its will upon humanity, no longer be confined to some ethereal plane far into the reaches of space, but it will have a physical form and it will be able, well, to destroy everything that a certain Silas Crandall once knew. November, Vaughn, and Ian. All four of you, sorry, all three of you find yourselves extremely hungover. You slowly get up and you look to your surroundings. You're in a graveyard, all three of you. You have very faint recollections of everything that has transpired thus far. You remember vaguely, almost as if a hazy dream, that you had for a while. Died, come back to life, chased the man, killed him. All three of you had died together, have been revived together. The three of you have crossed part of the Colorado Plains and killed a man. All three of you have avenged the death of Phineas Roscoe, and the three of you dragged Victor Crusoe down to hell. Or maybe not. Memory is kinda hazy. All of you look around, have several bottles of whiskey in your hands. And as you look around, you see a tombstone. Close to you guys. It reads Silas Crandall. There's a date of birth, date of death, which is previous day. All three of you look at each other, look at the tombstone. You have no idea who Silas Crandall is, or why you're here.
I well, I have my belongings though, just in case.
Yep. All of your belongings are there. Ian, you have your writing supplies. Vaughn, for some reason, you have your medic bag with you. November, you have some tricks up your sleeves and in your pockets. You're in Devilbrook, where you have been at multiple times. You remember that a friend of yours, Phineas Roscoe, had passed away a year ago. And you had promised each other, all three of you, to come back and honor his memory.
I
Mostly,
look at the others. Do they look as puzzled as I probably am?
everyone seems kind of a little bit out of themselves. Everyone's head is a little bit hazy. No one seems to know exactly what you're doing here, why you're here necessarily. But yeah, you're not the only one, Ian. Everyone's confused.
I turn to them and I just ask. That was real. Right?
Do we have any of the items that we picked up, like while we were hunting?
Nope, you do not have anything you collected during your hunt.
Hmm.
But we do remember picking things up like that.
You easily remember going on a hunt after a man, but it feels so very distant. Barely even feels real. Feels like a dream. Or a nightmare.
I just starts to write. I if the memory is fading as you're talking, I feel better to write it down as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Because I'm not sure if that uh the character does not know if that was real or not. The look on the other's face tells him that if there was just a normal hangover, that wouldn't be the case. So he writes everything before it clears his mind.
Ian, how much humanity do you have?
How much what? Sorry?
Humanity do you have?
Humanity.
Hmm?
I have 45.
Vaughn,
Vaughn's at 53.
November.
16.
Ian, everything in your head is a hazy memory. You're quickly jotting things down on your notepad to make sure that you don't forget all of them. Vaughn, you feel like most of what happened and transpired was a bad dream. You think that you just had a little bit too much alcohol. You know you normally don't drink this much, but Phineas Roscoe was a friend, and since you're here celebrating, or not necessarily celebrating, but remembering his death, you probably got a little bit too tipsy. But the two of you look at November, and November, you are cold. You're sweating profusely as you seem to remember more vividly several details. You remember the talk of worshippers, forbidden knowledge, God not being real, and one name that doesn't make any sense to you but seems to be burned into your mind, Nyarlathotep. You have very clear memories of those things. You don't have memories connecting those things to one another, but there are several fragmented memories that are very clearly in your head. And both Vaughn and Ian seem look at you and notice that you're feeling that way.
Did either of you remember what happened last night?
The last few nights, you
Hmm.
mean? Kind of.
I'm not sure what I remember.
It's and bits. I'm writing down the memories, trying to escape my head. That what I'm pretty sure that was not a dream, even if we don't remember clearly. It doesn't feel like a dream. We had hangovers before. This is not none like that.
Do I remember Silas? Like, does that name stick out at all?
Make a humanity check, November.
Oh boy.
Nope, you do not remember a Silas Crandall.
I get up, brush all the dirt off my clothes. Ian, when you're done writing, I may need your help looking for something. But I can at least help you fill things in until then. And I sort of sit down with him as he's scrawling out his notes and fill in what blanks I can.
Sure. You sit down there, trying to asking questions of what each other remember and trying to fill in blanks, trying to fit in this big puzzle that is your memories right now of what are those things that have been forgotten? What happened? Did something actually happen? What is all this? And as the three of you, November, Vaughn, and Ian, stay a little while longer in Devil Brook Cemetery, writing and talking, trying to decipher what's the meaning of those dreams. We move away from Devil Brook. Perhaps for a while, perhaps forever. Maybe this trio will find answers. It won't. Maybe this will all have been a bad dream. Or maybe they will eventually learn that in this last year, Sonia and Birch have been busy spreading a certain name among certain believers in Utah. And as all three look up at the sky, it looks a little bit clearer, the stars more visible. But for some reason, you don't feel at ease. And that is going to be the end of Coyotes and Crows, our Halloween special, Call of Cthulhu adventure, featuring those lovely players, featuring this lovely chase after a villain, and as always, cosmic horror.
Well then, I didn't even get to use my little trump card.
Oh, I'm glad that at least I managed to end the game with a bang.
No kidding.
The biggest bang of them all.
Good thing I managed to take one shot. That would be so disappointing if I let that slip.
I still
Thanks
think it
for-
would have applied on two.
That was a great shot.
Thanks for allowing me to do so, Doug. That was pretty awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was awesome, and I'm glad you were able to do it. Took you 2 bonus dice to roll that, but it was awesome, and I'm glad we all got to see that nastiness happening up close.
I mean, if after teleporting right behind your enemy and shooting at him point blank does not grant you at least a hit, we would be very like lost. Like, okay, we cannot win this one.
Maybe. Also, I think that 17 hit points is enough to kill like 2 of you outright.
Yeah, I would be still alive. I have 24, so
Yeah, and you were only a little tougher than I was at 22.
well. You know what? You know the irony of everything now that I just think about it?
What?
I killed Crusoe pretty much the same way I got killed with a shotgun blast at my back.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Well, Magic goes full circle. Who'd have thought?
Nice. So, yeah. It sucks that we have to say goodbye in such a sour note of the world being in peril of being taken over by eldritch beings, but that is the way of life, I fear. So, thank everyone. Thank you everyone for watching. Coyotes and Crows, a Call of Cthulhu special with a shitload of homebrew rules. I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a blast. I hope everyone also found it a blast. I'll be with you again, not this Wednesday, but the next Wednesday, probably, hopefully, for a D&D game where we get back to normality and where things are mostly upbeat. Otherwise,
The Dargenborns.
yeah, with more Dragonborns and other such things. But we never know, for real, where life is gonna lead us. So hopefully, the D&D adventures will be a bit more uplifting. But also, don't forget, there's a little bit of charm in allowing yourself to fall into darkness whenever playing Call of Cthulhu. So I hope you all enjoy it and try a little bit more Call of Cthulhu in your lives in the future. And
Definitely going to.
Yep.
don't do like I did and wait until Friday the 13th or Halloween to play it. Do so in your regular life.
Learn with your mistakes.
In any case, thank you all so very much for watching. I'll be with you again next week on Wednesday. And other than that, have an amazing week, have an amazing weekend, have an amazing Halloween. The VOD will be up shortly, and then you can watch all those episodes back to back and have a blast with our Halloween special. Thank you all so very much, and I'll be seeing you all later. Bye bye, viewers and Twitch people, YouTube people as well. Bye bye.